Good morning, dear student. In today's lecture, we will discuss the tertiary structure of the protein. In previous lecture, we discussed the primary as well as the secondary structure. Primary means the linear sequence of amino acid, and secondary means alpha helix and beta plated sheet. So, in today's lecture, we are very much interested in tertiary structure of protein. If you consider the a tertiary structure of the protein, the tertiary structure define the specific overall 3D shape of the protein. So this tertiary structure it define 3D shape of protein. 3D shape of protein. Again, if you consider the second important point, the tertiary structure is based on various type of interaction. It is based on various type of interaction, various type of interaction between side chain of the peptide chain. So various type of interaction between between side chain of peptide linkage or peptide linkage. So you should remember the tertiary structure define 3D shape of the protein. Again, the tertiary structure is based on various type of interaction between side chain of the peptide linkage. So let us discuss the interaction. So these interaction, so whatever the interaction between the side chain of the peptide linkage, it stabilize the tertiary structure. The third important point is that these interaction these interaction stabilize these interaction stabilize tertiary structure. These interactions stabilize tertiary structure. So if you consider the different types of interaction, then these interaction is nothing but the different types of bond. So let us discuss one by one. That is the first one, that is disulfide bond. The first interaction is disulfide bond. Again, the second is, we are very much familiar with this, hydrogen bond. Again, the third one is the ionic interaction. Fourth one that is hydrophobic interaction. hydrophobic interaction So disulfide bond, hydrogen bond, ionic interaction, then hydrophobic interaction, and also there is a hydrophilic interaction. Hydrophilic interaction. Hydrophilic interaction. So whenever we consider a tertiary structure of the protein, you should remember this tertiary structure of the protein, it is based on various type of interaction between the side chain of the peptide linkage. These interaction stabilize the protein structure, and it include disulfide bond, then hydrogen bond is there, ionic interaction is there, hydrophobic interaction is there, hydrophilic interaction is also there. So let us discuss one by one with diagram. So let us discuss the structure, that is tertiary structure of this protein. So if you consider the structure is look like this, if you consider this, so this tertiary structure is nothing but the folding and refolding of secondary structure, that is alpha helix and beta plated sheet. Alpha helix and beta plated sheet. Again, if you consider like this, so this is the structure. You can write this as, again there is folding, so you can write like this. So this is the refolding of secondary structure, means alpha helix and beta plated sheet. So if you consider again, this is your alpha helix, and if you consider, you can write further. If you see this, then it structure, this structure, it indicate it is your beta sheet. So we are very much familiar with this beta sheet because there is a hydrogen bond. So if you consider the intra chain hydrogen bonding is there in the beta plated sheet structure. So the tertiary structure is a combination of both alpha helix and beta plated sheet, and let us discuss different types of interactions, different type of interaction. So if you consider the first one, that is disulfide bond. So the disulfide bond, it is a covalent bond uh, between the sulfur atoms on two cysteine amino acid residue. So this is a disulfide bond. So if you consider here, we can write this as, here we can write this as S. The sulfur is there. Again, this sulfur is there. S bond is there. SS bond is there, and this is your sulfide bond. So this is first, that is your sulfide bond. This is your cysteine residue. This is your cysteine residue with elimination of 2s2. So we get a covalent bond between the sulfur atom on two cysteine amino acid. Again, if you consider the another bond, that is the hydrogen bond. So the hydrogen bond, it occur between the polar side group of amino acid. So those amino acid which is polar in nature, it will shows hydrogen bond. So for example, if you consider here, in this case, here you can write, this is your CS2 and OH is there, and again here also CS2 OH is there, and this is the interaction between this oxygen and this hydrogen. So such a type of interaction, it is considered as a hydrogen bond. So this is your hydrogen bond. So we see the first one, that is sulfide bond. Then we discuss the hydrogen bond. Again, there is a hydrophobic interaction. The third one, that is hydrophobic interaction between, so this hydrophobic interaction, it is nothing but a close interaction of non-polar R group through a dispersion forces. So it is an interaction between non-polar R group. So for example, if you consider here, this is your phenylalanine, And again, if you consider here CS2, then the interaction between these two molecule, that is two non-polar molecule, it is considered as a hydrophobic interaction. So this interaction is considered as a hydrophobic interaction. This interaction is considered as a hydrophobic interaction. So the sulfide bond between the sulfur containing amino acid, two sulfur containing amino acid residue with elimination of H2. Again, the hydrogen bond occur between the polar side, a polar side group of amino acid, means the amino acid which is polar, which involve in hydrogen bonding. Again, the hydrophobic interaction means these are the close interaction of non-polar R group through the dispersion forces. They so they are non-attractive interaction. These hydrophobic interactions is nothing but they are non-attractive interaction, but results from the inability of water to form hydrogen bond with certain side chain. So why this hydrophobic interaction is occur? Because it is due to the inability of water molecule to form hydrogen bond with other side chain, and therefore these hydrophobic interactions, they are non-attractive interactions, and these interaction between a non-polar R group through dispersion forces. If you consider these interactions are very weak interaction. These hydrophobic interactions are very weak interaction. They are very weak interaction, but collectively this interaction over a large area stabilize the structure of the protein. Again, they are repel polar and charged molecular particles. So they are repel they are repel polar and charged molecule or particle, charged molecule or particle. So this is regarding to the hydrophobic interaction. So this hydrophobic interaction, it is a close attraction of a non-polar R group, the non-polar R group. So they are having does not have, the group does not involve in hydrogen bonding. Okay, then they consider as a non-polar R group, and there is no charge on this R group. We can consider, we already discussing this non-polar amino acid in classification. So this regarding to the hydrophobic interaction. So first one is sulfide, second is hydrogen bonding, third one is hydrophobic interaction. Then there is a another interaction, that is ionic interaction is also there. So ionic interaction, this ionic interaction, it is also known as a salt bridge, and this interaction between positively charged and negatively charged amino acid residue. So the interaction between positively charged and negatively charged amino acid residue, it is considered as a ionic interaction. For example, if you consider here, if you consider it is the amine residue having positive charge, and the another residue, if you consider here CS2C double bond O minus, CS2C double bond O minus, then the interaction between this negatively charged oxygen and positively charged NH3 group, it is considered as an ionic interaction. So this interaction, it is considered as an ionic interaction. This interaction, it is considered as an ionic interaction. The interaction between positively charged and negatively charged amino acid residue. Again, if you consider the NH3 positive and CO minus areas of the protein are attracted and forms ionic bond. For example, acidic and basic amino acid. So we are very much familiar. So acidic amino acid and basic amino acid. So those having a positive charge, for example, acidic amino acid having a negative charge and basic amino acid having a positive charge. So those having positive and negative charge, if they are involved in involved in bonding, then such interaction is considered as a ionic interactions. So this is all about sulfide bond, hydrogen bond, ionic interaction, hydrophobic interaction. One more interaction is there, that is hydrophilic interaction. This hydrophilic interaction, it is also known as a weak van der Waals force of attraction. The attraction between polar or ionized R group and water molecule on the surface of tertiary structure. So, if you consider the last one, that is hydrophobic interaction. So, let us discuss this hydrophobic interaction. If you consider this is your protein molecule, tertiary structure of the protein. If you consider its inner core, the inner core, if you consider the inner part or inner core, it is hydrophilic. It is, if you consider, once again discuss, if you consider this is a tertiary structure, for example, this is a tertiary structure of the protein. The outer part or the surface of this tertiary structure, it is hydrophilic. It is hydrophilic, and the inner core and the inner part, it is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic. So you should remember, whatever the surface of this tertiary protein, it is hydrophilic, and whatever the inner part of this tertiary protein, it is hydrophobic, and therefore the hydrophilic part or the surface, it is forms a bond or forms a bonding, that is very weak bonding, van der Waals force of attraction with water molecules. Attraction between polar or ionized R group and water molecule on the surface of tertiary structure, it is considered as hydrophilic interaction. What is a hydrophilic interaction? Attraction between the polar or ionize. Ionize means acidic, basic, and polar means those involved in hydrogen bonding. So attraction between polar or ionize. So you should remember the attraction between polar and ionize. Ionize R group. Ionize R group with water on the surface of tertiary structure of the protein, and this interaction is considered as a hydrophilic interaction. So this is regarding to the tertiary structure of the protein. In the next lecture we will discuss the quaternary structure of the protein. So at least you should remain different types of bond and this interaction in the tertiary structure of the protein. Thank you.